Okay, so what I want to talk about this time is the bunch of data that Amazon loves to give you. You call it deep data, call it whatever the hell you want, but there's a page here. You can go to reports. You go to advertising reports. It takes you to this page. There's a lot of data on here, and honestly, there's only a couple of reports that are even useful. I would say it's the search term report and then the policeman report. The rest of them are pretty much garbage. You can see like already in Seller Central stuff. I mean, we collect all these reports in Samurai Seller and put them all together and whatnot. But I'm gonna dive into this, what this looks like. Okay, so search term report. We talked about in the last video what exactly that means, but we're gonna analyze it a little bit more deeply with real data here. Took the famous silicone spatula, and so if you see, I don't know if you can actually see my mouse. Probably not. It's kind of lame, but you see where targeting, it has a little asterisk, like the little star. That's an automatic campaign. Now they say match type broad, but it's actually an automatic campaign here. And the thing is that you can see the actual customer search term. You see a flexible spatula, large oxo spatula, mixing spatula, spatula holder, right there under the customer search term space. And you can see there's one click run each of those. So that's what happens a lot of times on these ones, is that you just get it one click, and you might get one click later in a week or whatever. But if you look at the spend, 64 cents, 47 cents, 6 cents, but then we got one sale right here, $15.99. The ACOS was 3%. That's obviously amazing. But what happens is you have to get a lot of different clicks from different places. One of them hits, whoop-de-doo. Okay, good. So then the targeting just means if it's a keyword, or if it's an automatic campaign, or if it's product targeting, and it'll show you there on the left. Okay, that's what the search term report looks like. The most important thing is the targeting right there. You can also see that they have mini spatulas for cooking, which is in targeting, and the match type is exact. Oh, I wonder if I put my mouse here, it'll work. Hold on, let me see. You see my mouse? Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so over here, mini spatulas for cooking. In that section, there's an exact, so it's just going to show up mini spatulas for cooking. It might show for mini spatula for cooking, but probably no one's going to search that. Then for phrase, you have, see, these two are the same targeting, meaning the same keyword. In Seller Central, you will see them just as one. You will not see both of these. However, the search term, you got two different search terms, which is like reset spatula silicone heat resistant and white spatula silicone heat resistant. Now in this case, neither of them got sales. Okay, so wasted money on both of those. Great. Here, let's see this one, silicone spatula, whatever, that's probably a brand name right there, silicone spatula. Boom, lucky winner. There was a sale right there. Over here, this is a good one to examine as well. The keyword in Seller Central is just one, kitchen spatula set, but it actually has these three search terms, and we went over that in the last video. But just to show you this is real data, and so these got clicks and didn't make any sale, and this one did, which is kitchen spatula set silicone. So just that gives you an idea when you download the report. Now, a lot of times these reports are not really exciting, and you don't want to be digging through this and doing that. So that's why in Samurai Seller we do actually we grab this information, we import all that stuff and process it and make it look beautiful. So then you can look for it on a beautiful screen somewhere, something like this, where you can just see, okay, good, this one had $22 to spend and only $11 to sales. Boom, press negative match and it's gone. You're not gonna do that, and if you didn't understand negative matches in the last video, just means, hey, don't show up for this search term again. So we process all this data for you, and then you can also pick the date range. The crazy thing is if you're doing it on Amazon, like you can pick custom date ranges, but like you have to do that, press download, go open it, do it, process it, combine tables, do all this sorts of crazy stuff with these reports. So instead, we show it right here for you, where you can just click one button and see it on the days that you like there. Makes it so much easier. And I believe you can only, if you didn't download it at that time, you're screwed. You can only go back now to November 23. So that's what, 1 month, 2 months, right? So they have about 60 days of data. And if you didn't download it, you're not going to get it. It's gone forever. You will never see it again. However, if you're connected to Samurai Seller, we downloaded it. We have that information there for you. You can access it here on these pages. You can see all available data, which will include all the way in the past, so you never lose the performance of your search terms ever. Woo! Okay, good. Hope that was kind of helpful. Now we're going to go to the next report that's actually useful. It's called the placement report. And this you can see in Seller Central on a certain tab, but you have to go into each campaign, which is kind of a pain in the ass. So instead here, we're just going to show you, just give you some dates, whatever. Okay, the name of the campaign, which I blocked out. Bidding strategy, if it's down, up and down, whatever, fixed, okay? And then this one right here, the placement. This is how it's performing. So this is if it's showing on the rest of search, right? So rest of search here was spent $130, got 620 in sales, 20% ACOS. That's pretty good. Rest of search, cool. Then how did this perform in product pages? So even better, that was an amazing product page right here. That's awesome. And then top of search. Now top of search performed a little bit not as good. 34% ACOS. So that was 120 spend and 350 in sales. But just so you understand, like, this is pretty good to see this, okay? And you can make decisions on that. So in Samurai Seller, you can also see some of this stuff on the analytics page. And it's actually down right now, but hopefully if you're watching this video, it'll be back up. But the idea is you can adjust this top of search, product placement, and like I would be more than comfortable to increase this right here by another 50% for the placement type of product pages for that campaign. Boom. So now we'll get more sales than this, and then ACOS will probably go up a little bit, maybe to 15 or something or whatever. If it's at 7% with that amount of certainty, if you increase by 50%, that could go up by 50%. It could go up by more, it could double. But the sales should definitely go up as well. And this is actually just very useful. Rest of search right here is 15%, top of search 55%, product pages 8%. Now, these product pages are kicking ass over here. It would just make sense to go in there and add the placements increase in your Seller Central or in Samurai to increase the bid on this one. And then I went over also in the rest of the training. Hopefully you guys did the training right, but you understand that if you don't want to be bidding on this top of search, what you do is you just create a campaign and you increase the product pages right here. If you increase the placement on that, and then you lower your bid. So like right now, let's say this bid was what's this? What's the cost per click? Okay, so here it's whatever. This is probably not the same campaign. It might be. I did it, so I can't even see myself. But the cost per click is $1.29. This one's 57. Okay, this one probably has a placement that's increased right now. Maybe the bid is $1, so this can be either reduced, or let's say the cost per click was the same. What you could actually do is lower your bid for that keyword, right? Lower the bid for the keyword, let's say from $1 to 50 cents, but then increase the product pages by 200%, right? So then that 50 cent could go up to $1.50 on product pages, but for top of search, it could only be 50 cents. Hope that makes sense. It covers in the video from before. If you look at the bottom, I have the full course on there, and that's how to use placements to target. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much it. I mean, these are the two best reports that Amazon gives you on this advertising page, which is right here. And honestly, there's very good data, and they're releasing more stuff now too with sponsored brands. You can also get search terms from sponsored brands, which is new, which is pretty awesome. Sponsored brand video is on here, and then you can also see search term for sponsored brands video. That's pretty amazing. So honestly, like, this thing is there's a lot of data. Amazon is continually adding data, but as this gets added, we also add it to Samurai Seller. And we want to make this easy for you, because a lot of guys, I'm telling you, they don't go, myself included. One of the reasons that I made Samurai was because I'm spending too much time going into this dumb report and like doing this and okay, what happened 2 months ago, and may look at that report, and it's a waste of time. And there's people who go and create all these crazy things, pivot tables in Excel, and like merge them and say like this is every day for the last 1 year, and it just gets nuts. I'm like, no, we're gonna take the data, put it in a database, and you can use that data. So that's why we're doing that in Samurai Seller. And those are the two reports that work on Amazon. Let me see all my notes here. Down on the search term report, you got it. Search term starting point, we did that. And guys, it's useful because if you find out, let me go back to one of these things. You go to the search term and you go, hey, this thing was awesome. Over here, the mixing spatula is just kicking some ass. Now, again, this is a very small report, just a sample for this video. But what if you had $150 in sales and like, wow, 3% at $150? We should definitely put way more money on that. So instead of leaving it, increasing your automatic campaign right here, and it's going to bid on all these crappy ones as well, you can move this one out, and we do that in one click with a keyword extractor. Right? In the keyword extractor, whenever this makes a sale, you have an option to add it with one click and add it to exact, phrase, and broad. So you keep getting more and more search terms that are working for you and increasing the bid on those. So keyword extractor, you do it, or if you want to do it manually, all you do is you take that and then you're going to target exact, so then you can increase the bid. Literally, the spend here, it's 60 cents. So maybe the bid here is 80 cents, or maybe it's 60, or maybe it's 70, whatever it is. But you potentially could be bidding a lot higher and go to the top of the page for that. So you move that over to an exact match, then you target that, and that's why it's useful. The other reason it's useful is because let's say you found this one, let's say it wasn't one click. Let's say, I don't know here, 3 clicks. Let's say one had like 10 clicks, or again, it's your personal choice whenever you want to get rid of it. But if yours is not rubber, and maybe you're selling a single spatula, it's like it has nothing to do with it. As soon as you got even one click, you'd be like, let me get rid of that thing. So you can take this search and you can do a negative match on the ad group that has this keyword, and then it won't show up for that anymore. These other ones will still show up, like this one will still show up. This other one will still show up because maybe you still want to collect data on that. You still want to find out if it's going to sell. But if you want to get rid of that, you do the negative match and it's gone. So that's why it's useful. And again, we do that in here. Samurai Seller, we have the negative exact, keyword extractor, you have the add keyword. Oh, sorry, you can't see it on my screen. There it is. So you can negative match over here. If you go to keyword extractor, you can add that search term. So that is why these reports are useful. Placement, so you can change the placement up, increase it for the ones that are doing well. Search term, so you can increase the bids that are doing well, and negative match the ones that are doing poorly. That's why these are good. And you do not see this information for search terms on Seller Central. You will see them for the placements on Seller Central, so that's a good place to look as well. You can see it there if you go to campaign and you click on the top right thing that says placements. Okay, but the problem with doing that, and the reason we have it in Samurai, is that you can see it all at a glance. In Seller Central, you got to click in. If you have 100 campaigns, you got to click in 100 times to just see the data and then change it, and it's a really pain in the ass. That's all. Thank you guys. Hope this was helpful.